So I made it to the place I'm going to go interview. It's right behind me. I've already done my mouthwash. I stretched out a little bit, stretched my legs, shadow box a little bit, right? Try to get the adrenaline going, right? To get the good endorphins going. And I sat down to check my emails or check my phone as anybody would. And I was scrolling through my emails and yes, I'm going to be wearing this shirt. Yes. And I checked my emails, and one of the jobs I applied for gave me or sent me oh, we got somebody already, but we'll keep your stuff on file just in case. So I was like, damn. It was a place I really wanted to work for. No, it wasn't that one I went and applied or interviewed 5 times for. I wouldn't be making this video if that happened. I'd be probably crying in the corner somewhere. But I was devastated just a little bit. And then I got another one from another job that I applied for. Same thing. Hey, we best candidates, blah, blah, blah. Cool, right? I don't even read them anymore because once they say, oh, we've chosen or we've decided to go in a different direction, I just kind of, skip, delete it, right? If I ever want to pull it up, I just look at my deleted files. So what I'm doing now is I'm processing all of that before I go in there. Right? I got it about half hour before I go in. I'm going to show up early because if you show up early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're rude. So I'm going to take some time and process the stuff that's going on in here, and I'm going to say it out loud. So you might get lost, and that's okay because this is the way I process. So as I sit here, I press record, and I'm listening to them in here saying, oh man, that would have been a cool job to have, the places you could, the things you could do, the places you could go, the people you would, the type of people you would influence and help teach and things like that. And, I've already had that imaginary conversation and dream by myself many times for this job that I applied for. So getting that denial email was like, okay, cool, back to reality. Where I'm at, supposed to be right all the time, but I don't live here all the time. I have to get off the X and go find a fiction book and just get lost in there, or create some type of fictional make-believe land in my own mind just to keep my mind sharp, right? Can't be serious all the time, right? I'm a kid masquerading as an adult most of the time. But to get out of this small funk that I put myself in purposely, because I do this a lot. I become analytical with certain things, and the process would be to know what is there that's, why I'm choosing to be upset or choosing to have a certain type of anxiety over it, and look at it and go, okay, can't change it. What about it can't I change? Well, I've got 5 minutes to decide what I can't change or what could have been, and basically bitch and complain about what it is, and then after the 5 minutes, done. I'm not going to take 5 minutes because I don't want to waste your time. But the goal for this is to anybody looking at this or holding on at least this long, looking at the process of going to interviews, it's going to happen, right? We all know that it's going to happen and it sucks, but you have to take time to process it rather than go, oh yeah, on to the next. If you had your heart and your mind set on a certain job and you were hoping to at least get an interview and it doesn't go through, that stings a little bit, but you have to process through it. So how I process through it is like, well, I can't change it. Now I have time to complain about it and then throw some other things in there. So got the letter or got the email, can't change it. Thought about it, dreamt about it, cool. It's over and done with, can't change it. But I am grateful for this opportunity I'm going to have in about half an hour to go interview in person. Lately, all the interviews been online through Zoom, so there's not that interpersonal connection that I help establish. So when I go in there, I'm going to keep it playful. I'm going to go with the flow. I've got my notes. I'm going to make a couple more notes. I'm going to stretch again, right? And be grateful for the opportunity. I am grateful for my kids, right? They are safe. They are happy. They're in school. Today's Valentine's Day, so they're going to go do all the passing out the candy, the cards and things like that. My son, he worked really, really hard on his box, his little card box. I forgot to take a picture of it. Hopefully you took a picture of it so I can post it later, but he likes to make little intricate things and we like to do a lot of crafts, my kids and I, and he decided to make this craft box. It's amazing. And I made sure it got to school with him on time, and and in good condition. So I am grateful for that. I am grateful for my daughter getting up this morning and, getting ready in a timely manner. Usually we're waiting for her forever, but she did great this morning. I am grateful for the safe driving I did. I'm grateful for the truck drivers, uh, communicating lane changes and things like that. Sometimes it's really quick, but they communicated really, really well. I am grateful for the sun that's behind the cloud. It's okay, but it is there. So gratitude helps me get through all of these things. And as soon as that 5 minutes is over, I can look at it and say, you know what, can't change it. So I'm going to trick myself into thinking that I am going somewhere better later after the interview. Not really, but I'm tricking myself that way, right? I'm in a different city right now. It's a lot bigger than the city I live in. And I'm tricking myself to think I am going somewhere better later, right? I don't have a date for tonight, right? I don't have any friends to meet tonight because, what is tonight? But I'm going to trick myself to have that mentality rather than everything relies on this interview. All my hopes and dreams and my livelihood relies on this interview. It doesn't. It's just an interview. It's practice for me for the next interview, right? I have to think of it that way because if I put all of this time and information invested in this interview and it goes south or it goes poorly or doesn't go good at all, then I'm going to have some more stuff to deal with. And I don't want to deal with more stuff. I got enough stuff to deal with, right? So I would do a breathing technique. That's the double inhale, exhale. A lot of science on that. So I do several breathing techniques. That's the double inhale, exhale through the nose and out the nose. Look it up. It helps take out some of the carbon dioxide, blah, 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 whatever the scientists, people say, right? The philosophers say. It's all good stuff and it really, really works. So look it up, try it out. So I'm going into the interview with a nice, playful mind to go through the interview, conduct it with style and grace, and leave happy. How can you get mad with a shirt like this? I know y'all like this, right? It's a golf brand, right? I bought it at Ross. I didn't pay the full price for it, but it is it's a nice shirt. I like it. It makes me feel good, right? Got to look good so you can feel good, right? I'm not going to do a suit and tie. It doesn't matter what job it's for. If they want a suit and tie, they can pay for it. But I will keep you guys updated right after the interview, right? So I'm out.